I started, I mean, I've been playing the game for a long time, but, like, not much competitively. Um, in Lafayette, there was, like, a small competitive scene around, like, 2015, 16 that I checked out, but, I didn't I don't know, I didn't vibe with it, like, super, super hard, which is unfortunate. Um, but I like the group that, of people that I met when I just, like, found the Discord a month ago, so. Um, I'd say about a month ago, I found the Discord and then Oni hopped in voice chat and we talked for like 4 hours. It was sick. And I went to one local like 3 weeks ago. Um, where are you New Orleans area or
No, I'm from Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge? Okay, say I will be at the Arcadian at the end of the month.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I mean, I've been around Louisiana mainly for, I don't know, about that long, a little bit longer. Probably since like 2014, 2013. So,
Hell yeah.
pretty similar. So, yeah, you said you had some replays. You want to send them to me, and I will
Yeah.
start sharing my screen. I'm also recording this, by the way, so I'll put it up on YouTube
Oh,
after
great. I
and
was
link it
gonna
to you. Yeah.
actually. I had my OBS because I do want to kind of. So yeah, you'll record it.
Yeah. I'm recording it,
Awesome.
and I'll send you the link after.
Um, do you want me to? How do you want me to send these to you? Just like I have like a folder.
Yeah, you could just pick like 3 or 4 replays and just send them through Discord.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I picked some. I think some good ones. A good variety. Where did I find? Will it tell me the file location? Yes. I'm just gonna send the whole folder.
Okay, yeah.
It's organized pretty well. I'm gonna also preface my work week. It's only been like 2 weeks, but today was like absolutely brutal. Um, so I was like, dude, why did I sign up for a lesson? I feel like I like almost had an anxiety attack, but that was like 3 hours ago. So
Yeah,
I feel
that's
a lot
fine.
better now
I mean,
after
it's
the 4
fine.
hours.
Usually, like, you can use this first like session to kind of feel things out, right? And then just see like, okay,
Yeah,
how much, just take a little trial run, right?
what was actually cool was that I was looking for cool replays, so I had to watch a little bit, and I already did kind of like you know
Okay, yeah.
learn some stuff.
No, that's really
Just
good.
like I
That's
took
really
away
good.
some observations. It doesn't want to send the folders. What the fuck?
That's really good to hear. I don't know if you can send folders. You might have to like zip it up and then send it.
Okay, I got it. I can do that.
But yeah, that's really
Yes.
good. Usually, since obviously I haven't seen you play before, so I'm not really familiar with your
Yeah.
gameplay. I
The
usually
biggest.
watch like the first game or so and try to see
Right.
where we're at like overall. But I'm glad that you've mentioned that you watched through it yourself a little bit, so we can come back and like compare notes basically.
Yeah. The one thing I noticed was like in game when I think. Um. Dude. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna allow him to have
No
this much
worries,
trouble.
no worries.
7-zip. Add to archive.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
archive.
And then where's it gonna go? Okay. So some of these replays, I have all my problem child, like bad ones, and then I put some of like, well, let me. Okay, where'd it go? Downloads. Oh, I got it. Got it. All right.
All right, yeah, I see that.
So, I played like a good few, like about like at least 15 matches with Cypher the other day, and I ended up playing Phantom Airline,
Yeah.
also just randomly. They both, I would say Phantom Airline destroyed me, but Martha's like my dark horse
Uh
for
huh.
sure. Um, but it was fun. So I have a couple of those for whatever reason, and then I have a bunch of just like rank matches that I just that's like my biggest like downfall. Like it's kind of blatant. Like it's almost a mental thing, you know. Like you'll see. And then I have a couple for me and my best friend Seth. I've been playing Smash since 2015, and pretty much nobody else. Like,
Okay.
so like it kind of like shows like there's like really good match. My favorite match is one with him where I'm kind of schmoving. I'm absolutely moving, and I can't like bring that out when playing like I call them like virgin like net play players. Like
Yeah.
I'll get wrecked by them just because they're just standing still, and I'm here to play. So it's a mental thing I think as well.
For sure. Let me see. Okay. Let me share my screen and
Yeah. The
all right.
the whatever tilt rank match folder is like the relevant like losses. I just threw like a good few games. There's those are that was the last ranked match I played this weekend. At the end of my run on Saturday, that absolutely left me gutted.
Uh huh.
I rage quit the game. I've never been more mad in my life.
Yeah.
So that's the three that made me talk to you today. So
Okay. Uh huh. So this isn't So
these are
this
just a
one's not a
string of
complete
matches.
set, right? This one with the VDSL. It's
I
one
kind of
round.
just highlighted like maybe like 8 that I played all in a row, so they may not all be relevant.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But there was some definite, but most of them are pretty relevant. I just figured it was a random sample size.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna start off and pick some random ones. Let's see.
Yeah,
You said you struggle with Marth.
Marth. I wouldn't say like. I guess I do struggle with Puff. It's like my least played matchup. I hardly played any Puffs, and it's a weird matchup. So that Puff definitely won against me. But Marth is my dark horse. Um, you know, it's just a you have to have a game plan, and I don't have my game plan set.
Yep, that makes sense. And then that would also make sense in terms of, getting frustrated, getting tilted, because a lot of that happens. A lot of time when that happens, it's like a sense of frustration of like,
Yeah.
you don't understand something, or it's like you don't know what's going on. So it's a lot harder to like really get things done at that point. But I do think whenever you have a game plan, it helps a lot.
One thing I'll add too is that Oni is kind of like my Marth. He actually has helped me immensely since these matches, and I feel a lot more confident. I just need to grind it out. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
All right, let me pop these open and see what we're working with. Oh wow, that's weird. That's never happened. 1-800 down there.
I think this guy actually.
Wow, that was
So
a nice,
wow, I got a 0 to death right
nice
there. But I'm
start.
pretty sure he won.
Yeah, a good start.
Yeah. Anyone else trolling? He fell for it. All right, so. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
It's not doing. goblin, but
Oh, tough.
yeah, SD there.
Okay.
My
Oh,
only John I'll say is that I took like a 3-year hiatus from even playing the game, so I'm gonna make a lot of dumb mistakes, I guess.
no worries. I mean, I say this to pretty much everybody, but because like believe it or not, you're not the first person just like, oh, like I definitely get it, like being like really self-conscious about your gameplay, and it's like it's hard to watch yourself, let alone like let
Yeah.
others watch you.
No,
You
I'm just
know,
I'm just nervous. Yeah, that makes sense.
it's
I'm gonna let you cook.
so I mean I get it, and it's just like what I always say is like everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Off the bat, I don't feel very upset about this one. Although like my mistakes are a little obvious, but
Well, I mean, I feel like that game, you generally did like pretty reasonably well, and you killed yourself twice essentially.
true. Yeah.
So I think that kind of helps. Like, there's the feeling of like, well, I mean, if and it's
Ooh.
kind of true. It's like, well, if you don't kill yourself twice, then you would probably win that game. In general, it's hard to win games if you kill yourself twice.
Yeah.
Nice. Almost.
I didn't even look at these replays. It's kind of random.
Would you say that these are like probably like reasonably representative of how you play?
Here's what I'm thinking so far. Like this is fine. Like I feel like I'm having a good day. This is unranked and like I'm having fun.
Uh
I
huh.
think that's a big part of it. Like I'm having a lot of fun. Um, there's when we get to those ranks, like
Nice. Ooh,
these are. Yeah. Hey,
almost.
you picked some good ones, Chief. Like we're duking it out, and like I feel comfortable. I feel like oh, it's fun, and that's the thing. I don't this competitive like aspect where it's like I'm fine getting destroyed by somebody way better than me, but if this guy's not approaching, but he's not dash dancing, he's not doing anything, but I think it might be mental, but we'll see.
Yeah, and I think that's generally the case. I mean, that's the way it is with everybody, right? Where it's
Hmm.
just like, to take an extreme example, if you were to play against like Mango, like of course, like if you're getting fucking obliterated, like you're
Yeah.
probably not going to be too mad about it. Like that's definitely
Right.
the expected result.
Hmm.
Even to pick out a less extreme example, you're playing Josiah, that's Phantom Airline. If you're getting owned, it's just like, oh, well, I recognize
Yeah.
this guy's better than me. Like, I'm not really going to have, like, expectations like that. But the pressure definitely, like, applies a lot more whenever there's something else on the line, whether it's, like, I mean, definitely like your ego, right? In terms of
Yeah.
like, this person is worse than me or they're similar in skill to me and like I should be able to win. Or if it's just like
Yeah.
ranked where you're just playing for like imaginary internet points, like that shit is still real.
Yeah. And I guess like what really tilts me about it is that I'm 1 on 8 placement matches included. I haven't played that much rank because I'm just trying to grind it out. But going 1 for 8 and being in bronze and having played this game a long time, like really hurts. And it's like
Of
you don't feel
course,
good
yeah.
about losing in those matches. So I want to overcome that. That's my big goal. That's like my main goal. I need to overcome this, and not for the rank, but you know.
Yeah, I definitely get that.
Yeah. These particular games aren't really that harmful for me to watch. We seem to be pretty much like, you know, right in our skill level.
Okay.
I mean, I guess honestly, he's given me a lot of space and a lot of time, so it's probably why I'm pretty comfortable here, like Falco wise. He's not like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this guy's the forward smash legend.
That's the PC Chris, man. Yeah. One thing I'm noticing too is that as this game is kind of slogging along, you know, like that we're doing this.
Uh huh.
I mean, I feel like I'm kind of moving kind of lame now too.
I think.
Like you know, you see?
Well, I think that's just the way that. That's the way that Melee is. Like, obviously, like your opponent's move selection is going to end up influencing the way that you play. Especially, it's
Mhm.
like, well, you know, in the case of like, oh, he's forward smashing a lot, then it makes a lot of sense to just like, well, I'm gonna wait for him to do a smash attack and whiff punish it, for example.
I'm gonna be honest, like that probably doesn't go through my head enough. I feel like I'm in general in a lot of things, like I have a tendency to autopilot.
Uh huh.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like this particular match is like I don't feel like I'm really engaged. I could see myself like looking at this Falcon. I'm just like I'm just going through the motions. I'm, you know.
Yeah. So let me ask you, like, what are you thinking about when you play? I don't think that like
Yeah.
autopiloting is necessarily by itself a bad thing, but you know, what are you thinking about whenever you play?
You know, honestly, probably a lot of the times, um, I'm probably like way too focused on not having my mechanics down. Like with Peach, like
Yeah,
just
Peach can be
like
a
missing
very
an L
technically
cancel and then
demanding
not being
character.
able to dash or something like that. Like I'm like, why is this? Why is that happening? And then I'm kind of just focused on my overall like performance more than the meta. Look at this guy.
Yeah. He's a forward smash legend. He's
This is
lost his wallet
BDSM.
so many
So
times.
this guy is is
He's a funny guy.
probably get it. He's funny. He said, "I'm Marth."
Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting into it.
Nice. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like this guy's not even the worst offender. Like there could be somebody like way worse than this guy. He would probably beat me the same way.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit.
No,
Nice
he got
done.
those. It was nice. Like I'm not even mad at this guy. Tight. No, that shit went up. Stitch? No. So, but when Oni was drilling the matchup with me, he was just playing as Marth, and so he, anytime he would hit, he would just scream at me, just like down and away, down and away, down and away.
Yeah.
You know, like on early percents, down and away. And he's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Don't be like, I need to hear this." You know. He
Yeah.
said,
It
"Where's your
is quite
turnip, bro?
important.
Like, what do you, you know, why would I do that there? Yeah, pulling a turnip is what I need to do."
Okay. I have a reasonable idea of what we got going on here. I mean, based off of your descriptions, where it sounds like a lot of your, well, all right, let's pop open this worst rank. Let's
Yeah,
see what we're
that's
dealing with here, then.
yeah. If you want, so game one, I think I win.
Well, games that you win
Yeah,
are still important. You
but
can learn
it's
something
well,
from them.
the progression of the ranked is like I win the first one. He counterpicked me twice, which is like what? My movement is lacking. I can tell I'm struggling. I'm not dashing at all. Like what am I doing? I'm missing everything.
Alright, that was quite
I might be a
reasonable.
little. I might have had. Did I have like 2 beers? Is that this whole thing?
Guess it's possible.
Yeah, like I see myself like you see how I'm trying to dash dance and missing it every time. Like I'm just holding it like maybe a direction wrong.
Oh.
What am I doing?
Yeah, weird little
No.
foxtrots there. Interesting. Alright.
Yeah.
Ah! Nice double roll.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm playing like prehistoric. So I mean, it's part of the reason I hated this match so much. I've never seen the replay, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's generally very painful to watch, like...
Hey. Probably the biggest thing I've improved in this month is like actually executing more of my punish game.
Yeah, for sure.
Which it feels good. I'm happy about that.
I mean, that's the most important thing.
Like I'm gonna be real. Like in my mind, I'm playing this game. I'm like, this guy fucking sucks. Not for like to be mean or anything. That's just like, honestly, that's how I feel.
It's all good. Okay.
It's like we can go to the replay where I play my buddy Seth's Fox, who is so sick nasty with it. He's certainly better than me. Oh shit, grab. Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, shit like that. It's like if I just remember to fast fall those float cancels. All right, here's where it gets fun. I don't like really hate this matchup in my mind. It's not great, but I don't mind it like some people do. All right. Pretty solid. So
Wow.
there's, yeah, that made me mad. Oh yeah,
Got him.
you're gonna see a lot of you're gonna see a lot of him doing that. I think I just landed.
Oh, almost.
That was a good edge guard. Bonsai, who is your main, by the way?
Oh, you can call me Howard. Everyone calls me Howard.
Okay, sure. Who do you main though?
I play Marth.
Sick. There's a lot of Mars. A lot of good Mars.
Yeah, we are, Louisiana's a Marth state now. It used to be all Spacies,
yeah.
but now there's a lot of Marth players. Oof. Okay.
I wish it didn't.
Oh,
Back throw there.
nice. Nice. Okay.
Thanks.
Huh. That's funny.
Biggest takeaway so far is that it's like, man, if I was just like dash dancing and wave dashing like I was, and being like, faster, like I was in those other games, I feel it would have made a pretty big difference. I feel like I'm struggling to, to move.
Well, it's not surprising. Like, this is kind of how the type of game that Melee is, right? Where it's just like, yeah, usually, like, if you're frustrated, then you're not going to be able to play that well. And a lot of the times, especially against, like, people who are similar to you in skill level, it's going to be like, well, like, one person will play slightly worse, and the other person might play slightly better, and then that'll determine the outcome.
Yeah.
But I mean,
feel
that's
like I feel like I have so much potential.
but that's like all within like your control, like as a competitor,
Yeah. Exactly. Well, that's why I wanted to join the locals. Like I don't have like a huge like competitive drive, and I feel like I want that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get that. I'm also not the most competitive person, so I can relate.
But I always thought like getting out of your comfort zone in anything is usually like I love this game, so
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Ooh, should grab lunch.
I thought this was gonna be a lot more painful for some reason to watch. It's not as bad.
I mean, certainly
We'll
there's
see.
like some level
Like,
of like detachment from like how it felt in the moment now, Like it was probably much worse while you were going through it.
And there's also games where I feel like I'm like so sick nasty, and it's like it's like the inverse.
Yeah,
you look at it,
for
you're like,
sure.
no.
No, I definitely have played a lot of games where I was like, oh, I was kind of moving around. Then I watched the replay, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Ah! Okay.
Oh, that just hurts.
It's a good move.
It sure is. I got one good move like that, but it doesn't really work against Marth. That's dude. That's one thing. That's a good realization I just had. Okay, it worked there, but like down smash is really hard to. It's hard to like get your bread and butter like peach down smashes in a Marth matchup.
Yeah, I don't think you're
It's
likely.
risky.
I don't think you're likely to raw down smash Marth. There's definitely ways to get into it. Like it's good. Like if you do an aerial and then you set it up with shield pressure, so on and so forth. So, but usually down smashes don't happen raw.
He's in my head. Oh no, yeah, see. My salt is showing so hard. Another mental thing that pissed me off, he counterpicked Sheik when he lost his Fox. I picked this stage. I picked Final Destination and he counterpicked Marth. And I'm like, why? No. No. Turn it. Okay. I feel like I want to let go of my turnips a lot too early.
Well, having a turnip is like, it's a double-edged sword. It's good to have a turnip, but it also limits your options in some ways.
I fall on that side of the ladder, although I'm realizing that in this matchup, having a turnip is like get out of jail free card in this.
It's very, very important to have a turnip in this matchup. I mean, Marth is good against like Peach with a turnip and Peach without a turnip both, like I said, because it mostly, it just changes what her options are, and Marth has answers to both. But I do think, and I do find very commonly with especially with Peach players who are new to playing Melee like competitively,
Hmm.
that they tend not to want to pull turnips.
Yeah, I mean, I was really into like I'm a Doobie fan. You know what I mean? I mean Doobie does pull turnips, but I'm like I'm that mentality. Um, I like Armada. You know what I mean? I obviously you have to play at a really high level to execute that though.
Well,
But
Armada
I
pulled a
mean,
lot of turnips.
that's true. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like what I mean is like Peach can go in and like people kind of like at least in this meta see Peach and they're like, "Oh, Lod, you're so lame. I'm gonna quit out on you." You know,
Right.
in
Well, I mean,
unranked.
so what you need to understand about Peach is like the reason why she is allowed to go in sometimes is
Mm,
because like if is so Peach is slow. She can't if you want to run at somebody and they decide they want to run away, then
right,
chances are you're not catching them.
right.
So how does Peach work around that? Well, Peach
Is it
can
kind of like
only
how
yeah.
Marth has can zone? He has a range of like safety.
Yeah, so Peach can only really go in if she can convince the other person to go in at like the same time as she decides to go
Hmm.
in, and then you hit them by going in as they're going in. And
Okay, yeah.
generally, the way that you create that pressure is that you have to show that you're willing to pull turnips. Uh, Now, whether
Mm.
you actually pull this turnip or not, like, you might be able to fake like you're going to pull a turnip. Like, people will do things like, they'll like wave dash back and then crouch and then pretend they're going to pull a turnip. And then their opponent will
Yeah.
come in and be like, oh, I'm going to hit you for pulling a turnip. And then that's whenever you rip a dash attack at them, for example.
Hmm.
But the
Yeah.
whole way that Peach gets to go in and start doing her pressure is whether she has a turnip in hand or not, it's because of the fact that she pulls turnips. So you have to be,
Okay.
if you want to be able to play the, going
It's
in
a
with
threat.
Peach.
The
Yeah.
fact that you have a turnip in your hand 50% of the time, regardless of what you do with it. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, or even the fact that you could pull a turnip.
Hmm.
You don't even have to actually pull it. But so I would say pretty much like the vibe that I'm getting from all the games that I've watched
Hmm.
is I would say that right now, your main problem is that you just kind of get hit by stuff,
Yeah.
and I think like so in a lot of the Marth games where it's just like they just kind of like walk up and forward smash, or
Yeah.
in that Sheik game where you were recovering. So I will just pick this one specifically and go to this
Mm.
kill. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Yeah. So like, right here, you get hit by this forward air and then like you just like fly in
Yeah.
and
I'm
then you
guns blazing
just
right
get
there.
hit.
Yeah.
So, but it's not always like this. Actually, I have seen some like pretty reasonably, I think was intelligent spacing. So let me pull up some examples from this game where I thought I was like, oh, okay, like we're paying attention. I don't think it's like this
Mm.
thing where it's like not happening 100% of the time.
No, yeah, but that's the thing. The inconsistency is real. I'll have a better base. Like I don't even really know where my skill lies because it's really I'm kind of finding that out. But I've grinded a lot of I mean, I've grinded a lot of tech. You know what I mean? Like that's how I spend my time when I learn the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so, like, this is an example of, like, where I feel like, okay, well, we are paying attention, Like, you see Fox on the platform, and then it's like, oh, he might jump off and come at me. So you're, like, backing off and, like, getting ready to punish it. And then clearly here you meant to dash attack, but you mess up before tilted. I'm not
Hmm.
worried about that.
Yeah.
So, you are paying attention, but I think there are spots where either you mess up your tech skill or you get hit by something unexpected and you get flustered. And then that's whenever you
Yeah.
just start, it's like your vision kind of narrows. You get like a fog of war, right? and then you're just
Absolutely.
like looking at your character and not them, and then you're just
Yeah.
holding in, and then next thing you know, you just get hit by Zelda's back air for no reason and die at 80.
Oh, that's actually good. Because it's like I've been thinking in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I am trying. I'm breaking that bad habit. I am, looking at their character in neutral. Um, I know that defense is like a struggle for me. I don't know what to focus on first. It's DI, and I guess like it's weird like putting this game into like terms, and all of it is it's hard to know what to work on.
Well, I definitely think you have the right idea by saying, you want to be able to work on your punishes first. I
Okay.
would say that you're at your computer now, right? You
Yeah.
have Slippy set up. Can you actually screen share me
Yeah.
and show me either yeah, just screen share me and show me show me what your practice looks like.
Sure.
So let me turn off my stream.
Okay.
Because what I'm thinking, and I think like honestly, this is a very, very common place for people to start. So
Yeah.
you're definitely not alone in this. Is like I think that you're getting extremely focused on doing your tech skill and
Yeah.
trying to do your execution, and whenever you get frustrated or something, then it throws things off, and then you just get hit by stuff, which leads to more frustration.
The first thing that I do to warm up is I never was good at Peach's dash dance, and I realized I needed to. So I feel like it kind of centers like the rest of my movement. So I try to get on a platform and just practice that kind of movement for a while.
Okay, can you show me how you do that? Just like
Oh, am I streaming?
yeah, you are, I'm just like, oh, you do it exactly like this pretty
I
much.
mean, this is like, yeah. So like, try to just like get a feel for the max. I'm not like a master at that, but honestly, like one thing I realized that was holding me back is just like literally just like the motion of dash dancing is hard. Like because you're hitting like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
mean you have
something
to
about it
slam the
is
stick in
hard.
opposite directions.
Uh-huh.
Can you
Because
try
if I
something
look,
for
I
me?
mean, I used to be this guy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm getting a lot better at it.
Can you try something for me? Can you
Yeah.
try get to where the barrel is and then like just dash dance like across the stage?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Try to get across the stage length, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I haven't really practiced that drill, but
Because you're talking about trying to utilize Peach's dash dance. This is like a core part of
yeah,
dash dance. You need to be able to control essentially what's going to end up being the center point of your dash dance and be able to
yeah.
weave in and out and get to where you want.
Can you give me a tip on the best way to like what's the theory like?
All right, it looks like you have a rough idea, but if you
Right.
want to slowly migrate across the stage, then like you have to like hold one direction a little bit longer than you hold the dash back, right? But you do need a
Now,
dash
hey,
back
like I'm
anyway
sure
at
you
some
know
point.
this, but it ain't like Marth.
Yeah, of course,
Or
but
she
it's
has a
still the
weird
same
dash
cadence where it's like long, short, long, short, long.
I'm kind of cooking on like I'm really happy with like how I'm mixing in the wave dashes. Like they're, I feel like this is like good movement for practice for me. I feel good.
Yeah. So whenever
At least on what I know, what I know now.
yeah, so whenever you're doing this dash dance across the stage, for now, do it without the wave dash, and you can add the wave dash back in later.
Okay, yeah, I'm going too fast. Let me do this for a second.
Yeah.
What is the limit?
Yep.
It's about this. Oh, here it is.
Nice. Okay, now back across.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So you want to be able to
So
do
it's like that
very
teeter
comfortably.
motion. Oh,
Yeah, where it's
yeah.
like a little bit long, short, long. Of course, this isn't like, obviously, very few characters have a dash as long as Marth's. But, this is just like core basics of being able to
Right.
control your grounded dash. Now, once you're comfortable with this, then you can start adding in your wave dashes to it, right? So you can wave dash back,
Right.
you can do wave dash down, so on and so forth.
I'm already comfortable with it, so once I get that. Hey man, you done this before? That's some good advice.
A few
Sorry,
times.
I'm like inclined to want to wave dash. Okay. Well, I can take that into account.
Yep. So
You
what
got
else
any
do you
other?
do? What else do you do when you practice?
Let's see. So I go into L cancel training just to make sure I'm hitting what I need to hit. Oh wow, you make me nervous. So I don't know. I'll just make sure I'm doing, like, I just want to make sure I get a consistent feel for, like, I kind of have or I'm getting better at it, but sometimes I don't realize that I'm missing all my L cancels, in game. So if I
Well,
get a
are
good feel for
you?
it.
Well, since you play Peach, you should be doing a lot of float canceling as well, right?
Oh yeah. So I'll get the L cancel down, and then I'll kind of get on that. Double, like the quick double jump cancels. I need to kind of grind that out. I'm not ready to throw those out too much. Although it let me see. Let's put it on stationary. Okay, come on. I'll do them like still until I get the. God damn it. Until I get the general feel down. And then I'll try to, at least move forward. I need to get better at that move. That one's tough. I don't have it like fast ingrained, like the shield pressure type. But in place, at least, I feel pretty alright about it. So that pretty much does it for like this. To be honest, I love exercise.
Okay.
I love it too much. It's just fun for me. I know it's not everything I need to do, but I just I get worried that I'm not going fast enough, like where I need to go. So I just remember like doing a quick exercise for a bit just like it reminds me that I have to hold the dash button to get somewhere fast.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think breaking a few eggs is a good thing.
So, yeah, I kind of that's like my typical warm-up. I haven't really gotten I want to pick up some not like crazy tech, but just practicing, stuff like you showed me. The dash dance thing, whatever, simple things that I'm not doing that I should start grinding.
Okay. Well, I have a suggestion for something to add to your routine.
Yeah.
And this is going to be very important. This is going to be your best friend. So just go into Versus and fight a level 1 Captain Falcon computer.
Yep. Captain Falcon?
Yeah. I mean, it could be Fox if you want, but Armada always did Falcon. If at any
Well,
time,
Armada is one of my favorite smashers of all
yeah,
time.
I mean, if at any time you tuned into Armada's stream, it would literally be him fighting a level 1 Captain Falcon on Battlefield for like the entire stream, you know?
Right. So yeah, I've actually, believe it or not, I've been told this by everybody else that's better than me too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just true, and I get it because it feels. I get why it doesn't happen. First off, like, it can feel a little bit silly whenever you're like, oh, like, I have all these, like, training mode, like, sophisticated tools that I, might be better to take advantage of these. Another is that, like, I mean, you're just basically, like, fighting some dumb computer that's not doing anything. It's kind of
No,
like...
doing this, like, I do this, like, whenever I feel like I need to, in, like, 20XX, I don't go on the cracked CPUs mode unless I feel slow. But, yeah, grinding out a simple computer. I mean, I do, I got a lot of my punish game on fast fallers from Uncle Punch, like, with Peach, on the combo training.
Right.
But you kind of can get stuck into that kind of mode.
Yeah. No, I think it's very, very important to fight this level 1 computer instead.
One thing that I know I need to do, so, like, everybody's like, Peach has a great out-of-shield game, and I, like, can't do that fast enough. I need to get that down.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely.
You know what I'm talking about? Like a quick nair.
Yeah, like nair out of shield. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that in the Uncle Punch. Like, I think it's the out of shield training one.
Out of shield, I really don't. I'm not gonna say I'm really good at Falco. I have a pocket Falco. It's alright. I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like another thing I don't do offensively enough, that I was thinking about today, is well, Cypher is like you're like a very grounded Peach, is like his observation.
Sure.
So like even like Doobie like is good at like getting like the right float heights, and I typically I like to stick on the ground a lot. I don't know why.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense. It's because you like the dash attack. You can't dash attack when you're floating. You like to, and I think these are like basically tools that a lot of Peach players, especially starting out, find more intuitive and easy to use, as opposed to like, oh, you have to like figure out this float height and then do your aerial a certain way. It's very intuitive. Like dash attack and down smash are very intuitive moves to use.
Plus, like, yeah, if you're fighting like a lot of Fox too, like he's kind of like maybe not the opposite of Marth. Like I can throw a turnip there, obviously, but it's hard to pull turnips with the Fox, and also you kind of just want to try to get as much as this. Does that make sense? Or
Yeah, I mean certainly Fox is like a very fast character, so it's like more threatening to pull turnips against him.
So, like, since our hour's almost up, I guess, like, if my roadblock is, like, if I feel like, man, if I'm not good enough to be, like, these try-hard scrubs on netplay who are obviously not having fun, and, like, how do I expect to do well at a tournament? Like, what's gonna is it literally mental? Is it just motivation, or like I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with the way that I think it probably has to do with the way that you practice, as well as the way that you think about the game whenever something unexpected happens to you. So, what I would propose is in your practice, try to do this every day. Add that dash dancing practice into it.
What
Beating up the
what would you
computer.
want to accomplish out of the level 1 CPU training? What should my goal be whenever I'm doing that?
You should be trying to kill Fox as hard as possible off of either like a dash attack or say like a float nair or a low float nair.
Okay.
And it doesn't like and this is gonna help your punish game a lot more, and it's also going to help you gain a more intuitive understanding of where your moves are sending them, because being technical doesn't really matter if like most of combos is like essentially having an understanding of where your moves are going to end up putting them so that you can put yourself in the best position to follow up.
Got you.
So if you can basically train yourself to do that on a more unconscious level, then it will free up your brain space to be able to, just like don't be in a spot where they can just easily hit you for free, and then you can get your opening. Kind of like whenever I showed the spot where you were spacing outside of Fox on the side platform, as opposed to just like, oh well, like I got hit by something unexpected, and like now I'm tunnel visioning. Sorry,
Didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Do you think that like really like if I just have what is my game plan like if I focus on just executing what I normally do offensively, without just being in a vulnerable spot, like is it just don't get hit? Is that like kind of what I should be thinking of?
I think you should be thinking about it as in, what are they likely to do?
Okay.
And how can I position myself to punish that? So I mean, you're playing Peach, so obviously like crouch cancel is going to be a huge part of your game. So sometimes getting hit and crouch canceling it might be better. But you should be thinking about, essentially while you're playing, is what thing are they going to do, and like how am I setting myself up to beat that? And then from there, you should just let your hands do the work of what your practice has programmed to do, essentially.
Do you think that it's a little, like with these CPUs, is it like, I mean, I'm obviously getting these attacks on them, very predictable, I wouldn't say like I go as far as like being like really good at tech chasing,
Right.
On these fast fallers, like okay, this can go on for a while.
Let's try one more thing. Go back
Yeah.
into the events and go do the Armada Shine training.
Yeah, with Peach.
Yeah.
That was an Oni tip, and I was like, I thought you can do Armada Shine with not spacies, and they're like, yeah.
Left, I believe.
Oh, you got it.
Choose your character. Peach.
Does it matter the stage?
I mean, I usually just pick Battlefield. I like Battlefield because it's like kind of hard to see, whenever they're down there. So you really need to get like an actual feel. Yeah, so you can practice this. I also recommend practicing like, you can try practicing like the float down air thing, or just like floating and back airing at the ledge.
So I know, like, yeah, floating back airs.
That's gonna be good.
Box. Also, depending if it works like that.
Yep.
But no, like that's so true. I would say like I'm very scared to like quickly react to that. I'm pretty not good at edge guarding.
Yeah,
I
I
give
was
them a lot of
seeing that
space.
where you end up just like letting them get the ledge and then trying to dash attack them. So this is why I
Yeah.
suggested this. Okay, so I suggest instead of going directly into this snare, like back air them again, so that you have like a kind of more organic situation as to like what would actually happen in a real game. You know, they wouldn't just mystically be off stage immediately if you were
Wait,
playing.
so you're saying like do the
Float
back air
and back
thing?
air, yeah. And then go from there. And then this is much more natural and close to what you would actually experience in a game. Because
great.
you would be like, because if you were fighting Fox, then you would be like, oh, I back air you, and then I know you're going to have to go below the stage. So this is all queued up and teed up for me to go off stage for an edge guard, you know? So try to set up your edge guard first, instead of just
Got
doing
it.
it raw.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. And then you can go for it. Yeah. And like this,
Yeah, you're right.
this should feel more comfortable and more applicable towards how you would try to do it in game.
That was a tough one. You're right about that, boy.
So yeah, this is my suggestion, is just essentially, try to lock down these things, like being able to control your character, right? Like being able to dash dance the way you want to, as well as being able to do, like, basically get these layups, these things that should be pretty free kills, the layups, as well as just, like, getting your punish routes to be a little more on the subconscious side, so that you can...
Ooh, wow. I
Yeah,
got that.
you can grab the ledge. So
Yeah,
that you can
if you
free up
position
your
it right,
active
you really
brain.
can just. Oh, Howard,
yeah.
this feels good.
This way you would get to free up your active brain. And I do think this event feels good because, I mean, I don't know, killing them feels nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I feel like a lot of my issues are stuff like this. Like me and my homie Seth like punishes the shit out of me. DIs perfectly every time. Not like he's mean about it. Like he absolutely helped me out. He's not like gatekeeping me or anything. But we're just hanging, you know. But there's just like a lot of little things that I could easily execute, but I don't even think about.
Yeah. So let's try one edge guard before we dip. That will be... This one's a little harder, but this is like a core Peach edge guard. So do that same back air,
Okay.
and then land after that, right after that back air, and pull a turnip.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't trade the back air, obviously. Yeah.
One of those moves.
You've seen this edge guard before, right?
Honestly, it came pretty instinctual. I figured that's where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Wow, and you know what? It's actually kind of like easier than
Yeah. Start looking for this edge guard because this edge guard happens a lot. If you start watching a lot of Peach Fox, this edge guard happens a lot. This is like very, very bread and butter.
Got it.
You can give him one more back air after you pull the turnip too, because you might not